Oh, baby, this is going to get very, very interesting. Today, we are talking about how to actually improve your game, how to actually practice, and the effective ways that you can practice even on your own by yourself in custom games, in shooting bots, and just playing on your own, and the drills that you can use to actually improve your game. So we're gonna go over a handful of different settings for bot lobbies and different approaches to shooting bots that actually can really help improve different areas of your game, whether you're trying to work on like recoil control, centering, movement, like your slide cancels, your shoulder peeks, your snaking, your jump shots, your shoulder chows, whatever it is, your minimap awareness, score streak usage, or just the twitchiness or the speed at which you're playing. All of these things can be improved inside of custom lobbies, just shooting bots on your own, and you can see massive improvement by doing that. So today, that's what we're talking about. So without further ado, let's get right into this one. Let's go. So I thought this would be a really, really fun video to do because it's something that I think a lot of people don't talk about much is the ways to practice without having to go into a game. And I found that practicing in bot lobbies has made me way better and improve faster than any amount of practice I've had just playing pubs or playing league play by myself. It is by far the best way to practice on your own without having to improve in like a team setting. And there's so many really impressive ways to improve just by playing through bot lobbies if you approach it with the right way. So obviously inside of bot lobbies, there's a handful of things that you can work on, like your recoil control, your centering, your movement, like your slide cancels, your shoulder peeks, your jump shots, and how do you use walls to rechow different gunfights. Then there's minimap awareness, of course, and how good you are at using the minimap to your advantage to play fast. Then there's score streak usage, which you can practice inside of bot lobbies as well with, lightning strike placements. And then of course the cruise missile is pretty crucial for how you use the cruise missile to find kills inside of hardpoints or controls or search and destroys. And there's just a whole bunch of different drills that you can use to improve all of these different areas of your game. And really, it can improve it pretty effectively just by shooting bots and doing this on your own in private lobbies. So it's awesome. Here we go, different types of drills that you can do. So at the end of the day, I have a handful of like more gimmicky ones that I use, maybe at first for a little bit, and then I switch over to my more normal systems for shooting bots. And so there's a handful of the more gimmicky ones. I love starting with like a 200 health setting to work on recoil control. And that's what you're seeing here in this clip from shooting some bots. It's just straight up working on aiming and hitting every single bullet in your clip. And I'm playing, generally I'll do this on maps that are a little bit longer lines of sight, where I can really take long gunfights and try to hit every single bullet in those clips, and really just focusing on that accuracy at the beginning of my warm-up times or in my practice time. So after I'm using like the 200 health for a while, I might considering do a few other things, a few other random things that I've done at times. Again, these are more of the gimmicky ones. We'll get to the more simple ones in a second. Sometimes to improve my spatial awareness, I actually shoot bots by only looking at the mini map. Generally, I'll do this like on Nuketown or something, a very small map to make it simple on myself. But you can actually really effectively kill bots by shooting only at your mini map. And that can really help work on your centering, your ability to react to the minimap quickly. Let's say you're in a gunfight and then there's a dot to your left, you can quickly snap on that dot. It helps your spatial awareness. And I think those things have really helped my game as well. Doing that just a little bit on the side to help supplement, and maybe at the beginning before I get into my normal routines. Another one would be playing with no audio. Just solely work on your visual cues and your minimap awareness to work on snapping onto opponents, because I think a lot of times you don't really realize how often your gun skill and really just your positioning, your movement, your ability to react is based off of audio. So once in a while, I like throwing in the no audio warm-ups to help focus on those areas of my game as well. The other thing was sometimes using like one-shot weapons, not only using just the normal guns I use, whether it's snipers or one-shot pistols, to really focus on that centering and to approach your gunfights in those ways. And that can help, I think, just even with SMG battles or at working with ARs in that sense as well. The other one strictly for ARs would be headshots only setting to put on and work with the Krig and aim high and hit your headshots because of the headshot multiplier that really benefits hitting high and hitting headshots. And so once in a while, I'll use those more gimmicky settings just to switch it up, make practice a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun, and really dial in on those specific things. So speaking of dial in, before we get into the other actual more normal settings that I use, going into every single practice, you have to always identify 2 or 3 things that you're gonna really hammer home in this warm-up specifically, or this practice specifically. And so generally for me, lately, that's really been my centering. So, you know, we talk a lot about centering on this channel. We have so many tips videos about how the pro center, how you center and do that well. Of course, that's just putting the middle of your screen where the enemy is most likely to be in the gunfight, and really keeping your screen centered on the most important areas of the map and where you're going to be around the corners. And that really comes into play in a lot of different times. And again, the bots are very important, are very good at using the bots to work on that specifically. The biggest thing that I've been working on personally lately is the twitchiness in my game, my ability to play very fast and react quickly to the mini map, and react quickly after my first kill, and really chaining kills together, finding 2 pieces. I've been really working on playing fast and developing that speed. And so for me lately, the biggest difference maker for me has been how I approach the mini map, and I've been able to work on that in custom lobbies really well. So more specifically, at least for me personally, is where I really have been struggling, was basically looking at the mini map too much, or like not looking at the mini map with enough long-term, or not storing that whatever I look at the mini map in my long-term memory. So I've been like glancing at the mini map way too often. And so what I've been working at is really taking a screenshot in my head of the locations of the red dots on the mini map, and then working on chaining kills together. So when I find one kill, I'm immediately turning and finding another. And the most important thing that's helped me improve the fastest lately has been really focusing on lining up movements in my head. I don't know if any of you guys played like NCAA football, like in the Heisman mode, where you could like slow down the game and then like plan your moves in advance. Similar to that, and kind of that same idea, where basically like I'm shooting at one player, but I'm already thinking about trying to turn around and kill the guy behind me. I'm planning my next kill already, really trying to string together those thoughts, because that's what pro players are insanely good at. They're taking information from their teammates, and while they're getting one kill, they already know what their next move is. They know that they're going to pre-aim this doorway, or they're going to pre-fire the next doorway. They're going to turn and center right on the next door. They're going to turn around, move, and hit flank immediately. They always are stringing together their kills, and that's what makes the best pro players look like they are playing at insanely fast speeds. But to them, it's not really that fast, because they've trained their brain to think like that, to link those types of moves together. And that's what I'm really focusing on when I'm trying to play. These types of things have really drastically improved my game, and I've been able to see like really just been dominating and frying inside of the maps as well. There's different settings to do these different types of things inside of bot lobby specifically. So generally the 2 biggest things would be, yeah, either the mini maps. So whether you have a constant mini map, or a sweeping mini map, a normal mini map, and then the health, the 150 health or the 200 health. Like I said, generally I would like to start my warm-ups or my practice on 200 health, and then I spend much more time on 150 health, because you want to get into that groove of knowing how many bullets it takes, really being reliable with how many bullets it takes to kill, and then quickly moving from one kill to the next, trusting your bullets when they hit, and working on that timing. That's really important, and something that you can definitely work on inside of bot lobbies as well. So with the normal mini map, generally I'm just trying to train my brain to look at the mini map and really take those screenshots of when people are appearing on the mini map, really listening to audio cues in that sense, and really working on and reacting to audio cues, whether it's gunshots, footsteps, whatever it is, really reacting to those audio cues effectively and working on that audio spatial awareness. That's really important as well. And then with a sweeping mini map, generally same thing. I'm often really relying on audio still to be twitchy and make those fast gunfights. And then with the constant mini map, this is where it gets interesting. So basically my normal bot lobby is pretty straightforward. It's a constant mini map. Generally it's on Nuketown, and I'm solely just throwing in all the bots. It gets insanely fast paced, and I'm working on pushing my pace as fast as I can play. Obviously, I'm trying to still hit all my shots, but at the end of the day, I'm really trying to be able to intake as much information as possible, react accordingly, even if I'm sacrificing a little bit of aim or a little bit of my movement fluidly, like you're seeing in these clips here, kind of mixed in with the gameplay from Garrison. And of course, at the same time, I'm still considering like my centering, my movement, my recoil control. For you guys, you could still be trying to improve that recoil control or the centering, and that's something that I'm always considering is the centering. Or, you know, the movement, the slide cancels, sliding into head glitches, working on utilizing head glitches and channeling those really tough angles. Those are all things that you can work on in bots lobbies And it's important for us casual players to really work on those things if you want to see massive improvement over the coming few months and heading into future games as well. So I think all of these things are very, very doable. And from the road to, you know, competitor to masters, these things can get you there way faster if you just spend the time focusing on 1 or 2 things each day and spending, you know, 10, 20, 30 minutes shooting bots. That can go a long way and improve you way more than just playing like a control league play match on Checkmate or something like that, because these are the fundamentals of Call of Duty, and those fundamentals can get lost while playing in an actual match sometimes, but those need to be the things that are the core of your gameplay at all times, and that's how you improve the fastest. So I hope this video made a lot of sense. If you have any questions, drop them all down below. I'd love to clarify anything that you guys are confused on. I'll definitely be replying. We have a lot of tips videos around this channel, breaking down pro gameplay, how pros play, their aiming, their movement, so many aspects of their play, their communication, their reactions, how they utilize the map, gunfights, communication, setups, positioning, everything about Call of Duty we're talking about in this channel. And of course, talking a lot of professional Call of Duty as well, just in general. So as always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you guys really enjoyed it. But as always, I'm your boy Salvation's Elite, and we will see you next time. I'm out.